Hi, today I'm going to prepare for you one of my all-time favorites. Chicken wings, butter crumb, of course, with some blue cheese dip. So let's check it out. Alright, so with all the craziness going on outside, it is really important to eat well and eat delicious things. So that's why my chicken wings recipe for today. So let's start with the marinade. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to crack some eggs in. Just make sure there's no shells in there. Add approximately 500 ml of buttermilk. Yeah, roughly. And I'm going to whisk it up. Make sure you break up all the egg. I like to add some seasoning into my marinade, just like so. Give it a stir. So now I'm going to dip my chicken wings in. And talking about chicken wings, so I'm having 7 chicken wings in total, full. You can disassemble them so you can get rid of the wing tip and separate the drumlet from the winglet. But you know, I like to keep it whole. I like all the bits. What you can do, you can French it, and it's probably enough for one person, like big eater, or as a snack for 2 people. So what is important, just make sure you dip all those wings into the marinade. Make sure they're nicely covered. If they're sticking out, you can add a little bit more buttermilk. And now you should put them aside for at least 30 to 40 minutes. It's good to leave them in that marinade overnight, or well, 6 to 8 hours gives the best result. But 30-40 minutes, you already feel the difference. So let's put it in the fridge. All right, so now for my crumbing. So to do the crumbs, as I said, I'm using plain white flour. I'm going to add some cornflakes. Just make sure you break it up a little bit. You don't want whole cornflakes in it, but you don't want sand made of cornflakes. You just want them quite chunky. All right, so get that in. Get all the seasonings in. So cayenne pepper, black pepper, my secret spice rub, some garlic, and some salt. And now I'm gonna mix it through. All right, so 30 minutes are up, so let's get the chicken out of the fridge. Take the wings out of the marinade, don't need to dry them or anything. Cover them with the crumbing and just spread them on a tray, just like so. The wings are crumbed. One last thing in regards to the marinade, you see there's some marinade left over. Please do not get tempted to leave it in your fridge or anything. There's been chicken in it, so you have to discard that. So it's quite important to make just enough marinade, not more than you need. All right, now it's time for the chicken wings to go into the oven. Already preheated the oven to 190 degrees. And in they go for about 25 minutes. They need to be properly cooked. In order to check that, you can poke them with a fork or a knife or a toothpick. And when the juices run clear, it means the chicken is cooked. So now we have, as I said, about 25 minutes to prepare the dip. For my dip, I'm using, as I said, Roquefort cheese. And first, I'm gonna smash it up, break it up with my whisk into little crumbs. It will make it much easier to mix it with the other ingredients. Whereas you have to remember, you have to take the rind off. For the sauce, the rind is no good. So you just mash it up. Once you've broken up the cheese really fine, almost into a paste, you won't get it that fine, but it needs to be broken apart really well. You can start adding all the other ingredients. So about a cup of good quality mayonnaise, about 120 to 150 mils of thick sour cream, 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, some Worcestershire sauce, red wine vinegar, some lemon juice. You probably need about half a squeezed lemon. Make sure you mix it through really well. So now it's time for the herbs. I want the herbs put in it last. Just do a lazy pick right there. Just make sure you chop it properly. Just like so. Add those scallions in. Chop them also really fine. And some garlic. So, in they go. Salt for seasoning. And now that my herbs are in, I don't want to break them too much. So I'm just going to use a spatula to give it a nice stir through. And the dip is done. What you can do the dip in advance, like 1 day in advance, because when you put it in the fridge for the 12 to 24 hours, it will go a little bit thicker. So I still have some time waiting for my wings. I'm going to put it in the fridge for 20 minutes. It's been 25 minutes, so it's time for the next step. So let's take the wingers out of the oven. And as you can see, the flour on top is still raw. So it requires next step. And the next step is deep frying. So my piece of advice to you is to dip them individually rather than putting all of them in a basket and lowering them all together. And remember, they don't need long in the fryer, about 30 or 40 seconds or so. All you want to do is get that raw flour caramelized and nice and golden brown. So you give them a shake, and now you can take them out on a tray with some paper towel on the bottom so they drip dry. And while the wings are resting, it's time to prepare my plate. So let's get the sauce out. All right, so get the sauce in the slightly nicer container. Leave some for later. That's delicious. And now get the wings on. Now for some garnish. Some of the scallions. Nice long bits. Just spread them for some color. There you go. And that's my buttermilk marinated, crumbed in cornflakes, delicious sticky wingers with some blue cheese dip. All right, please enjoy. If you liked the recipe, and I sure hope you did, click the like button. If you want to stay up to date and see our other productions with other recipes, product reviews and product comparisons, hit subscribe button to stay up to date. Let me know in the comments what other recipes I can try out for you and what equipment I can present to you. I thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.